What is up, everybody? Coming at you with a tip video for Call of Duty Warfare Warzone. So on the first thing, this is going to be about how to win before you enter one of these game modes. Okay, so I will be making more videos on how to win once you're actually in the game, but for this episode I'm just going to be focusing on how to win before you even get in the game. Now obviously you can't actually win a game, but it's going to give you the best opportunities to win. So here we go, going into the first thing. Biggest thing is Ghost. Okay, you need Ghost. Alright, so you don't have to necessarily have it like mine. I do roll with a rocket launcher. I do like to destroy vehicles. But in this, you need to either have Ghost on your first perk or your 2-kill perk. Now, I would almost recommend using Hardline at first. It does really help. And if you put, let's say you were to put Hardline here and then Ghost here, if you see it, it makes all the perks one less kill. So with 1 kill you have Ghost. So if you have 1 kill by the time you get this, or with your streaks, you now have Ghost. So if you want to do either one of those, that's perfectly fine. But for me, since I don't have an overkill, I'm gonna go ahead and just stick to having Ghost originally, and then having Hardline here, and then making everything else easier once I get it. But the thing is, guys, that you really want to know how you're going to get Ghost the fastest possible. If you do decide to take the Hardline route, if you do decide to take the Ghost route, it doesn't matter. If you decide to go overkill and then your first 2 kills are Ghost, you need to have Ghost immediately. Okay, next I'm going to go with lethals. Okay, lethals, guys, huge thing. I'm either going to say proximity mines or C4s. I know there's some other cool stuff, and some people are good at Semtex. Guys, C4 is just way overpowered in this game, and it's insane. So you can, and if you don't know this, some people, when they get 2 C4s, they don't understand how to detonate it. And I know I just learned this, is if you hit R1 and you throw it, and then you double tap square, or for Xbox players, I believe it's X, it blows up. So that's actually really helpful. I didn't actually know that for a while. And then throwing knives, I would not use. Thermites, I would not use. I only use those for the beginning of the game when I'm like picking stuff up. You will notice that I do pick up a lot of throwing knives and thermites and Molotov. Not really frags. I try to stick away from frags because they're not that good. But claymores. So yeah, and then on tactical, guys, there's nothing better than the heartbeat sensor. If you have a class where you have a thermal that you could see through smoke, maybe you might want to go with smokes. But guys, heartbeat sensor is the way to go 100%, is because if someone has overkill or doesn't have their class, or they're just spawning in, guys, you already know where they are, and you can determine where they are on the map within 50 meters. And that's just a huge advantage. I mean, when you know where people are within the next 50 meters, now sometimes it can be a little bit deceiving because maybe one guy doesn't have Ghost, but the other 2 or 3 do. It depends on what game mode you're playing in. If you're playing in quads, I'd take it a lot more cautiously. But if you're playing trios, I'd say you could be a lot more aggressive with it. So don't really worry about it, okay? So that's the most thing I'm going to talk about with the class, okay? We have a video where we go over our class. Leave that down, and it'll probably be in the playlist. So next is going to be the vehicle customization. Okay, so I know it's cool to have these emblems on it, and I have them too. But if you want to have the absolute best chance to win, keep them default. Why do I say that? Why do I say keep them default? Which is I'm actually going to do now. I just wanted to see what they looked like in game. Is because let's say you drive it and you leave it somewhere. People don't know that someone's driven it. Once someone turns it this color, it's obvious someone has driven it. I mean, you know someone has driven that car. Okay, and They don't know how far you are, but they know somebody is in this general area because someone drove this car. Okay, so if you leave it like this, okay, sometimes what I'll do is if I'm in a high area where there's a lot of fighting, I'll throw C4 on like underneath of it or on the back of it, and then when someone grabs it and takes off, I blow the C4. I got one kill at least, if not two or three or four. I mean, I've done that where I've put it on a helicopter and it gives me 4 kills. Okay, so remember, if you guys want the absolute best chance at winning the game, now if you want cool emblems on your cars, absolutely go ahead and do it, or your helicopters or anything like that. Tanks really don't matter because Warzone doesn't have tanks. But if you guys want those things, just know you're putting yourself at just the slightest disadvantage because you are giving away your position. Now, granted, when you're driving around, it doesn't matter if you have emblems on or not because people can obviously see you driving. But what I'm saying is, if or when you're stopped or when you park it somewhere, if you park it in good enough spots, sometimes it's kind of believable that they started out there, or people are like, well, they're probably gone. But if you have emblems on, I don't know, I guess it might just be me, but when someone has emblems on, I'm like, someone's in this area. Everybody get your heartbeat sensors out. Let's figure out where they are. That's just how it is. A lot of people go off of that. So, next we're going to go on to operators. It really confuses me sometimes as to why people pick some of the operators they do. I believe Ghost does not have a problem with this. Yeah, Ghost is a good guy to use. You want to pick someone who uses a lot of green. I use this guy right here. I use the Otter because he is full of green and it blends you in. You want to blend into the elements. You don't want to be like this. Okay, red does not blend in with anything. Okay, that kind of does, but one big guy that I've noticed that has this problem is this guy right here. Blue. No, I mean, if your person has no shirt on, do not use them, okay? I could have swore there was a version of him where, yeah, green. Green right here, guys, you do not blend in with anything. There's I don't even know why that's on him, but you want to use someone like right here. You want to use him, not that, okay? You want to stick with as much green as possible. Why? Because he is going to blend in a lot with bushes. He's going to blend in a lot more with buildings. Just stuff like that, guys. If you walk around with a guy in a red suit, you're going to get noticed. I mean, it's just, you're looking, like, look at this. Look at his hat. You're going to get noticed. That hat is going to give away your position. And it's also a really good target for headshots. Orange hat. Hell no. What in Warzone is orange? I mean, and look, he's wearing a neon green shirt. Okay, this is an absolute no of a person to use. Do not use that guy. I mean, if you lose, you can't really blame anyone else besides yourself because you're just giving up pretty much your positioning every single place you go. I mean, sometimes I miss people because they blend in so well. Sometimes people miss me. Snipers miss me because I'll have Cold-Blooded and Ghost on it. They just miss me because they don't see me. Okay? And if you are in a position where, like, you have low ammo, you're not doing well, you're in the circle, and it's getting close to the end, and you need to drop down into a bush and to reload where you need to stalk someone out, guys, they can't see you if you're wearing green. Unless your feet are sticking out or your barrel's sticking out. I mean, they can't really see you, especially if you have Ghost and Cold-Blooded. They don't know where you are. Okay? So what you need to remember is that use every single aspect of the game to your advantage. Okay? So next, we are going to go to identity cards. Identity cards don't matter. Sprays actually, it's kind of weird because sprays actually can help you. I wouldn't really worry about these. I'll go ahead and just throw this on here. I guess not. But if you guys want to use these headshot things, these targets, okay, I would recommend probably using them if you really are... What on earth? If you really are interested in using these guys, I would totally give it a thumbs up to use these. You get as many targets as you can on your thing because you never know. I've put these targets on places and people shoot at them. Okay, it's just and it's hilarious because people just gave up the position off of absolutely nothing. So yeah, the guy that's all black, I'd go ahead and put him on there. These people are the most realistic, but I'm not saying that if you spray paint houses, you're going to win the game. I'm just saying if you need to hunker down for a minute, spray a couple of those down. And not those down, but I'm talking more as of these guys, okay? Because I'm sure some of you that are hardcore fans have probably seen people shoot at those, like on TikTok or on online and just in general. It's funny, okay? And if you could pull it off every once in a while, it's honestly pretty hilarious. And sometimes people freak out. They see like 4 or 5 of those. If you like you're in the final, you done recons, you're gonna be in the final circle. Spray those everywhere in the middle house of the circle, and then someone's gonna jump into your house and they're gonna be like, "Who's the real person?" They don't know who's the real person because they can't see nothing. Okay, so here we are. Don't worry about store. Nothing really. Now here is another thing. If you don't have multiplayer, okay, big thing is leveling up your weapons. Your tokens are L3, which is your left stick, and you just tap it down. If you are planning on just wanting XP to be able to get that the battle pass upgraded, double XP for an hour, double XP for 30 minutes, double XP for 15 minutes. Those are the ones you really, really want. And then double XP for weapons. These, if you have a weapon that you need to do and you do not have multiplayer, hold off on these, okay? Do not use any of this stuff, okay? Because they will give you free multiplayer trials. And if you do not use these on Warzone, where you're not going to get that many kills, I mean, even if you get 20 kills, it's nothing compared to multiplayer. When they do the free entries, you guys need to soak these up and use them all, okay? And upgrade the weapon that you want to upgrade. I'd recommend the M4, the Guru. If you're an MP7, MP5, anything like that, you need to upgrade those with that. I don't have multiplayer. That's how I did it. That's how I upgraded my M4, and I'll just show you guys right here. That's how I upgraded my M4 to a level 70. I mean, I just had to play my cards smart. Okay, so that's going to be it, guys. There's really not all that much to do unless you guys... I'll go ahead and actually get into this. I was thinking that was going to be the end, but go ahead and just step into this real quick. I use 3 to 4. I'm actually going to bump that up to 4. Why do I use such low sensitivity? Because when I put my aim onto someone, it doesn't move. Okay, if I move the stick a little bit on accident or on purpose, it doesn't move that much. So yes, this hurts when you snipe at someone, but it doesn't hurt when you're doing a close range to mid range battle, because it really helps. Now if you know how to play on like 9, 10, 7, more power to you. Okay, you're gonna be hard to shoot. Okay, so go ahead and just keep with that aim assist. Leave it on standard. Standard is the best. And then let's go ahead and look at weapon. Hold on. Yeah. Use reload behavior. I put on tap to use because let's say you open a box. All you have to do is press your square or X button to open the box, and then all you have to do is hit that square X button to pick something up. Now, if you want to reload the gun, I do have it on hold simply because I was having trouble accidentally picking stuff up, and it was getting really annoying. Now, it is good if you can use only just like tap to reload, or no, tap to use. I'll just stick with tap to use, guys. You can pick up weapons super quick. So let's say two guys, you and an enemy, fall right on the same thing. You open the chest and you just click it right on the thing. All of a sudden you got an LMG. You have a 3-round burst. You have a shotgun before he does. Now he might beat you to the punch. I mean, he's gonna be doing the same exact thing. Now if he has to tap it and hold it, you've automatically beat him. Okay. Depleted ammo weapon switch enabled. I put that on so you're able to fire while ammo is depleted. So like let's say you don't have any ammo and you try to fire, you just switch guns. Okay, so slide behavior, I have it on tap. Reason being, if you have to hold it, it takes more time. Really big disadvantage, guys. So go ahead and just put that on tap. So when you're running, all you have to do is tap your circle button or B button and you slide. Okay, really good right there. On automatic sprint, I have it on automatic tactical sprint. So when you're standing straight up and you move your left analog stick forward, you're automatically in a tactical sprint. Now, if you don't want to be in a tactical sprint, if you feel like that's a disadvantage, you could do the automatic sprint. But I do automatic tactical sprint because I can move around the map so much faster. Okay, this is how PC players, if you're a console player, this is how PC players move around the map so fast. Okay, auto deploy parachute. I've thought about getting rid of that, but I've gone ahead and just kept it. So general brightness, I mean that's up to you. Film grain, your film grain is probably going to be somewhere like right here. Turn that all the way off. You don't want film grain. You want it as clean as possible. Okay. And the reason that's being is you'll find out later when you play, it makes it so much easier to see stuff. Okay. Subtitles disabled, your language, colorblind. Some people actually play Protopia and Dunatopia even though they're not colorblind. It just apparently it helps enhance color a lot more. So next is world motion blur. Disable it. You'll be able to see so much more smoother and it'll be so much easier to see. Weapon motion blur. This is they're trying to give it a more realistic look if you were to move. You don't want a realistic look, okay? Nothing about this game is truly realistic if you really think about it besides the fact that you're shooting guns at each other. You don't want those blurs, okay? If it's clean and you can perfectly see, you have so much bigger of a disadvantage, or a much bigger advantage. Next is minimap. Put that to square. You have an extra 20% visual preference on the map, okay? Look at the circle, look at the square. Look how much you can see. It's the same exact picture. Look at how much more you can see. That is a huge advantage in this game, guys. Cars are a lot easier to find on the map. I leave my minimap rotation on. Okay, now if you can play with it spinning around or not spinning around and you can call out coordinates, it's just hard to navigate which way everything is, and I just hated it. So I went ahead and enabled minimap rotation, so when I turn, it's pointing me straight to where it is and I don't have to worry about it, and I can still use my coordinates to call out where he's coming from or where someone's coming from. So yeah. I have profanity filter on simply because I have a YouTube channel, so I don't want a bunch of F-bombs and a bunch of dirty words popping up on mine. So if you just want to go ahead and you don't want to see that crud anymore, just turn that off and make it enabled so you don't have to worry about it. And you can just turn off the chat in general. You can just disable the chat in general and just like, are you tired of seeing it? Okay, audio, guys. Music, turn it all the way off. There's no reason for it. I have the master volume on so I can hear and also be able to talk at the same time. So that's honestly personal preference. A lot of people like to turn that up high so they can hear every single little sound of the game, especially pros. Juggernaut music, you don't need it. Music, guys, in this game, you don't need it, okay? The voice dialogue volume, turn it down to 75 because that guy that calls out someone's in the area, C4, detonate, all that kind of stuff, you could still hear it, but it's not taking over the sound. You want the effects at max, okay? That's how you're going to be able to see stuff, okay? And this is personal preference depending on your mic. Okay, so if your mic's not that good, you want to be able to hear stuff, turn it up. You guys know that. You guys know how that goes. So apparently I can't go to account. So all that kind of stuff, guys. So what you're gonna do here is you're just going. If you really need to practice battle royale practice. That always helps, guys. Do it every once in a while. Just get that aim going a little bit better. Make sure aim is key. When you're making your classes, aim is key. and getting ghost. Okay, I didn't mention the aim part earlier, but that is the main thing. So, guys, that is all I got for you today. Uh, that I've gone over everything that you need before you even enter the game, how to be a great player at Warzone. Next will be how to be a great player and how to move correctly in Warzone. So yeah, thanks for watching, guys, and peace out.